Give me just a minute to make sure I'm in the right place. Let's see. Okay, I think I am where I'm supposed to be, so that's good news. Okay, welcome to a Thursday night Facebook Live with Christy. I am with CJ Card Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in Salt Lake City. So I'm really grateful that you're here tonight. It's nice to be live. I feel like it probably wasn't actually that long ago, but it has been such a crazy busy few weeks that my head is kind of spinning, and so I don't know. We'll see how tonight goes. I picked a project that's a little more measury, but otherwise it's super simple and it's really cute. So, hey, thank you for joining me. So yeah, we'll just see how this goes. First though, I wanted to tell you a couple of things. It's still celebration, so for every $50 order that you put in, you get a free item out of the special celebration catalog. And I know you've seen me use a lot of the different things that are free, so hopefully you've seen some that you like. We have until September 30th for that. And then part of celebration is the joining bonus, and I did an entirely separate video just about celebration, so you can always go back and check that out as well. But if you decide to join during celebration, you get all the normal good stuff, which includes $125 in product for $99 with free shipping, which is another $10 on top of that. And you get to pick a free bundle out of the holiday mini catalog. So that's awesome. You also get to be part of my Queen Bees team, and that is just fun. There's nothing too intense about it. Whether you want to do classes or sell cards at craft fairs or just hole up in your craft room and do your own thing, totally good. Hey Ellie, I'm glad you're here. So yeah, definitely it's a great time to sign up, and you also get all of my tutorials for free, which is another nice bonus. Okay, next thing, I have an in-person class happening on Monday, September 27th. And all you have to do is RSVP through my website. And then I also have an in-person class on World Card Making Day, which is October 2nd. And again, there's more information on my... Hey, Renee. Oh, I'm so glad to see everybody tonight. Sorry, you know, oh, hey, Janie. I fiddled with my stand to do something different, and now it's shifting, and well, I don't know. I don't really want to mess with it too much, but if you guys are having trouble seeing, let me know. Okay, sorry, back to it. Oh, wow. Sorry that I moved that on you. Okay, so the last thing then is that I have my September class to go up for registration right now. You can register through September 20th, and it is using the Gorgeous Leaves bundle, which I'm also going to use tonight. I love this. It's so gorgeous, which they named it appropriately for once. And it just is really easy to use for all different colors, all sorts of different things. The texture in it is wonderful. And then the dies, some of them are really intricate and some of them are just kind of the outline. So gorgeous. And with the kit's $40, you get enough pre-cut cardstock to make 8 cards, 4 different designs. And, oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. You get actually a quarter pack of the free pretty pattern, no, something, the one with deers. That free designer series paper you'll get a quarter pack of with your kit. And then you'll get a bolt of the buffalo check ribbon and a whole pack of the matte decorative dots. And then you'll also get the Timber 3D embossing folder, which is one that I have really been loving lately. So that is what comes in it. These are the cards that you'll make. And I kind of focused on fun folds this month. I mean, obviously this one isn't, but just wanted something a little bit different, but not too complex. So here is this one, and it opens up into that. And I never designed these folds myself. I just case other demonstrators, but I always put my own spin on it. And so here is that last card. So that bundle doesn't have any sentiments, and so you'll need your own, which those are pretty easy to come by. I used the Celebration Host set in Your Words, and there are a lot of really fun sentiments in this, so that is worth a look as well. Okay, we talked about that. Oh, Janie, you won for sharing last week, so thank you so much. I will get these cards to you. And anyone who likes and shares my video, make sure that you comment in the thread of this video that you did share, and you'll be entered to win a prize that I'll announce next week. Either cards or sometimes it's a little, crafty supply thing. So, Janie, congratulations. And that is it. So we are ready to go. So we are making a mini note card holder, and I cased this from, and in case you don't know, case means copy and share everything. So this is from Wendy Cranford. She's a really big demonstrator in California. So I did all of the design work. She had done this a few years ago, and so I just changed it to go with our products. Oh, thanks, Julie. And also there were a couple of measurements that I tweaked to just make it work a little better. So I'm just untying knots because I, of course, just cut it long and figured I could make a bow, and then it wasn't actually that long. So not quite as easy to untie, but that's okay. So once you open it up, you have a set of 4 cards with 4 envelopes. And so I'll show you how to make the holder, how to make the envelope, and how to make the card. And I wanted to feature our newest in colors. So we have Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. And then the container itself is Evening Evergreen, which I think is going to be lovely for Christmas. So, and then I just put cardstock on the front and the back to give it a little more structure. So that is what we're doing. The first thing that we'll do is just make our actual holder. So I'm just going to bring out my Stampin' Trimmer, and this just has a few measurements. All the measurements are actually in the description of this video too, if you need to go back and check that out. So don't worry about trying to write it down. So for the holder, I'm going to score one side at 1 1/4 inches. And when you're scoring designer series paper with this trimmer, you just don't want to push quite as hard because you can pop right through. So, okay. So there is that. And then the next one is 1 1/2. And this just gives us kind of that little pocket to hold the cards. So now I'm going to turn this and score at, sorry, I've got to look at my measurements here. Score this at 2 3/4 and 3 1/4. Thank you all for sharing. You're so sweet. Okay, so that is all of the scoring that we need to do for this piece. So I'm just going to set my trimmer aside, and now you can see the score lines. I'm just going to burnish all of these lines quickly, and then I will show you how to cut it, and then it's done. Isn't that amazing? It's so quick and easy. So here I am just going to cut out from the bottom so you can see where it's scored there, and I'm going to cut all the way to that top score mark, and I just want to cut just a little bit more than the score line. Okay, and then again at that top score line and be done with that. And that is our holder. So the next thing that we'll do, and I'm just going to use some tear and tape to hold the ribbon. I'm going to put it down the center of the front and the back. Trying to make sure I stay in the frame. I'm sorry, my camera just didn't want to stay where I put it tonight, so we'll just have to roll with it, I guess, because yeah, shaking it to try to adjust it is not fun. Okay, so this is our evening evergreen. I want to say it's like woven or chevron or something, but it's a really, really nice ribbon, but it is a little more bulky, and so I haven't used it a ton, but for this I think it's wonderful. Okay, and so just going to do each side. Oh, I'm glad you're liking it so far. Let's see how badly I can screw it all up before you give me too much credit. It was yesterday when I worked on this initially, and then I looked at it at 5:30 this morning after a really rough night, and then today's just been another day of craziness, so I make no promises, but hopefully we'll get there. Okay, so that is done. Now I'm going to bring in my pieces of evening evergreen cardstock. So these are cut to 2.5 by 4 1/4. So they'll just layer right on top there. And I'm going to go ahead and use my liquid glue for this. And get this other one done too while I've got the glue open. Liquid glue is one of those things that the more you use it, the better you get with it. And so it's really my favorite adhesive for a lot of different things. So part of why I was interested in doing this project is that I think it will be awesome for things like craft fairs, which are always big in the fall, getting ready for Christmas. And one of my downline, Julie, I think you're actually on here, was talking about a craft fair through her church, and so now my mind is spinning with all sorts of things that would be good. Just get that glued on there. Good to have in a booth beyond just cards, because really a lot of times people want something kind of special for those people in their office, or you know, just little things to hand out to teachers and kids, classmates, and that kind of thing. So I'm taking my evening evergreen ink, and this panel of basic white is 2 1/4 by 4. So I'm just going to ink up here and go kind of right in the center at an angle. And then I'm actually going to turn this and stamp again. So that gives me kind of second generation stamping. And then I'm going to re-ink here and stamp off and turn it again. And there we go. So that is our front, and we're done with the evening evergreen. So the next thing I'll do, and for this project, what's really cool is that it's all got to be pretty small and pretty flat. So I actually didn't use any dimensionals and really not very many embellishments. And you know, normally I put all sorts of things all over the place, but for this, the cards are really straightforward, and it's just the front that we're going to really decorate. And Julie, I know if you don't prepare for it and don't have projects to sell, they will definitely do the fair, and if you're completely ready to go, it'll surely not happen. So maybe we can shoot for somewhere in between. But I think, you know, just being out in the world, it seems like nobody really cares anymore. We just want to move on with our lives. And I mean, people aren't masking anywhere. It's really, really scary. And I just, you know, I'm vaccinated and it's fine for me, most likely. But my kiddos, it's just not the same thing. So it's a little bit disconcerting. Okay, so just like that, you have your note card holder. So I'm just going to clean this stamp so that I don't stick something on top of it, and I will set this holder off to the side. Now I've got all of my pieces ready to go for the cards. So I did one in each of the colors, and these pieces are 2 1/8 by 4, and then I punched out coordinating cardstock using my double oval punch. So the next thing that I'm actually going to do is take just a standard 8 1/2 by 11 piece of basic white. Oh, I'm glad that you're getting the booster. It is insane that some people have already had the shot for so long that boosters are needed, and then that other people still haven't even gotten it. So we've been working with my brother-in-law trying to figure out if he's really got an allergy that he needs to be worried about, or if he's okay to get it, and I'm just really hoping that he's going to be okay with it. Okay, so I've taken this, and on the short side, the 8 1/2 inch side, I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. So this is the basic white thick, and so I did just score it pretty hard a couple of times. Now I'm going to turn this and cut it every 2 3/8 inches. And these 8ths are kind of what make it tricky, and that was just to make them fit in the envelopes. All right, so there's the first one. Guess I didn't really have to take that out, but that's okay. And second one. So this will get you all 4 of your cards, and then it also leaves you with just enough to punch out your not scalloped ovals, if I did it right. So we'll see how this turns out. And that is it for scoring for the cards. So once again, I'm going to set this off to the side. And I am not going to make all of these cards just because once you've seen one, you know how to do it. But it comes together really, really quickly. I think what took me the longest, honestly, was just cleaning all of my stamps. So we'll just do the fresh freesia. And again, I'm just going to glue this on, and I'm actually going to do, so my first one I showed all of the plaid. This time I think I'm going to show that flower cross thing that we've got going on. So all right. So I saw that Stampin' Up, so this last annual catalog, they had started what they're calling their kits collection, and that is just a bunch of kits kind of similar to Paper Pumpkin, but they you can see exactly what's in them, and you can decide whether you want one or all or none without having to just hope for the best with your subscription. So that has been really cool, and they just released the Christmas one yesterday, I think, and it looks really cute. I haven't gotten on and ordered it yet, but I'm quite sure I'm not going to hold out for very long. So if you are looking for ways to make lots of cute little Christmas cards, again, without spending a bunch of time, that is going to be a great way to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this splotchy stamp up and then stamp off, and then go right kind of in the center. Then I'm going to take these cute little 3 leaves that are kind of just blowing around and stamp like that. And then I'm going to take, so this stamp just says for you, and it's from A Wish for Everything. This set is wonderful. Let's see if I'm in the screen. It is 2 boxes of stamps, and it has all of the holidays and occasions and that kind of thing. So really, really handy, and they're smaller, so you can do a lot of different things with them that you can't do with some of the bigger stamps. All right, so I'm just going to square that up and hope that I'm stamping straight tonight. There we go. Okay, so that is it. Now I'll just throw a little glue on here, and that on, try to get it straight, and then we'll do a little more glue on the back of the scalloped oval and put that on the front of our card. And I think these would be great to stick in with gifts that you're giving teachers or, you know, friends for their birthday or anything like that, that you don't necessarily need a full card that you're trying to mail. So now I'm going to take a full 6x6 piece, and all of this paper is from the In Color Designer Series paper pack, and they just come in 6x6. So sometimes you wonder what to do with that size without wasting a whole bunch, and that's part of why I wanted to show this to you as well. So I'm just going to cut one side at 5.5, and I need to get my scoring blade out of the way. Okay, and now I'm going to score the short side at 1.5 and 4 1/8. So we'll get this, and then 1.5. Okay, and now I'm going to turn this and score it again at 1/2, which is a little awkward unless you do it on this other side. So I will just do that and then turn it back around and score it at 4 7/8. Aren't you guys glad I didn't do 16ths tonight? Every once in a while, it seems like that's the only way to get it done. Okay, so I am just going to burnish these lines quickly. And really, I mean, you could use your bone folder for this, but I think it's less of an issue because this paper is thinner than our cardstock. So we're going to cut out all of our corners. And I don't know how you guys are, but I really had to have a conversation with myself about getting rid of these little pieces that I'm snipping out, because my craft room is being taken over by just bits of paper everywhere. It's awful. So we're having our house painted, and I had to do a ton of shifting things around and getting it all out of the way for them and stuff, and it just brought home how much retired product I have. So if there's ever anything that you guys need, you should check with me, because I very well may have it. Okay, so, and actually I do want to flip this the other direction. I forgot. So you can see this is, well, I did not do a very good job making those even, did I? Okay, that looks better. All right, so this overlaps just, you know, kind of a little bit, so just enough to get our tear and tape on here. Or you could do a thin bead of liquid glue. The only reason liquid glue isn't my favorite for designer series paper is that sometimes it kind of buckles a little bit more. So I tend to use a tape runner or a tear and tape. And especially for projects like this that are gonna get a little more pulling on them than just a regular card, the tear and tape holds up really well. So now I don't want to make this as tight as I possibly can, because I do want my envelope to let my card back out once I get it in there. So I just kind of gently folded that together, and then I'll do the same thing at the bottom. That doesn't actually require scoring extra lines. It just gives you that little bit of wiggle room that you need. Okay, so now you can see this will fit nicely in there. You close it, you can tuck that in or just throw a glue dot on there, and you've got this beautiful envelope. And once I get done, we'll have a whole coordinating set. So I hope that you guys liked this, and I really appreciate all the shares and the likes. It really means a lot to me, and it's so nice to be here live with you tonight. So please remember to like and share. That really helps my visibility on Facebook algorithms, and I am so grateful for you being here. I hope everyone stays well and just do something that makes you happy. Take care. Good night.